Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are all having a blessed day. Hey, I wanted to talk to you today about toolkits. You know that for years, all Japanese motorcycles, they came with a toolkit when you bought the bike new, and it was tucked into its little cubby there. And those toolkits really had about four purposes. Number one, they allowed you to pull the spark plug if you fouled the plug, and then they'd normally have a wrench that fit the rear axle bolt so you could adjust the chain if you needed to. And then they usually came with one little wrench that allowed you to adjust your clutch cable and your throttle cable. And the last thing was they normally came with a 10 millimeter so you could access the battery. And those little toolkits, you know, they worked pretty good. They had literally everything you needed for anything that was going to go wrong. Well, when you ride a Harley, you need to have a toolkit that's tailor-made for your bike. And there's a lot of good toolkits on the market. Cruise Tools makes a really nice kit, but for the money, I would prefer to build my own. So my tool roll, I designed, it's been on my Wide Glide, my Evolution Wide Glide, my shovel head, and I carry it on my Ironhead. And it's evolved over the course of about 40 years since I've been riding Harleys. So I'd like to show you what's in my toolkit. And then if you see something I missed that you think's important, that you've needed, you let me know, and I'll incorporate it into my kit. So let's take a look at what I got in my kit. Okay. The very first thing that you're going to need if you're going to ride a shovel head or an old iron head is you've got to have an electrical tester. Almost any problem you're going to have going down the road on one of these old bikes, it's going to be electrical. And so I have an electrical tester, 12 volt, the little light that lights up, so I can troubleshoot the electrics. Next is I have a good assortment of wrenches that is tailored to my bike. Like this one right here, I put a torch on it and bent it 90 degrees so I could adjust the flange clamps on the exhaust pipe and also the exhaust pipe on the shovel. I also carry a wrench that opens up wide enough to loosen the back axle so I can adjust the chain if I need to. I also carry a set of sockets, a little set 1/4 inch drive, 1/2 inch to 3/16, and I also have a ratchet, a extension, and I also have a 1/4 inch drive. I carry a spark plug socket, and I also carry a multi-tool. Now this multi-tool is in this kit because it serves two purposes. Now I carry baling wire. You need to have baling wire. I have a short piece and a long piece. One of the purposes of the multi-tool is to twist the baling wire and to cut it off. But listen, I was riding down the road one day and the guy was next to me on a chopper and his exhaust pipe fell off. The whole pipe just fell off. So I got out my toolkit and we got that pipe back on with some baling wire. He had a nut and bolt missing. We had to use baling wire. Now, this right here is what's going to be specific to your bike. So number one, I carry a brand new set of points and a condenser. I've had 2 iron heads and a shovel head that all came with points. I never put electronic ignition in a bike that came with points and a condenser. I'm 71 years old. I've been installing points on small block Fords, small block Chevys, Pontiacs, everything. I understand points. I love them because if they break, you can fix them. If your electronic ignition breaks, you're calling a tow truck. The next thing you want to carry is zip ties. Zip ties are pretty good, but listen, zip ties won't work on an exhaust system that's hot. They'll melt. That's why you have the baling wire. But you need some good zip ties. You also need electrical tape. Comes in handy for a lot of stuff. I also have about a 7-foot piece of 14 gauge wire. This will reach from anywhere to anywhere on the bike. It's long enough to do anything. And I also have an assortment of crimps. Eye loops, just everything. A nice little assortment of electrical crimps, so if I have a problem and I burn a wire, I can replace it. That's the second thing the multi-tool is used for. You need to be able to squish down these crimps. The next thing I carry is a master link for the chain. Guys, I can't tell you how many times I've had to give my master link to somebody else because they threw their chain, didn't have a master link. So I normally keep about 2 of these. And then I keep all kinds of bits, Torx bits and various bits that I may need. Now listen, you'll rarely ever need your toolkit. I think I've only had 2 times where I ever had an issue. One of my Ironheads, one time, my 80 Ironhead, I was coming back from a trip and the generator light came on. But it managed to make it all the way home. And another time on an 85 wide glide, I had the rear brake lock up. So I took the wrench, opened the bleed screw, took a screwdriver, tapped it in there, opened up the brake pads, and I was able to drive it home on the front brake. One thing about a toolkit, if you have it and it's fully equipped, hopefully you'll never need it. But I know on my toolkit, I have used my toolkit on other people's bikes way more than I've ever used it on one of my own. There's always some guy coming through the campground or something say, hey, anybody got a master link? Anybody got a set of points? But you'll wind up using your toolkit on other people's bikes. One thing you want to do, the best toolkit you can have, is your preventative maintenance on your bike. If you'll just go over all your fasteners and make sure everything's tight on your bike, you'll normally not have any kind of a problem. But anyway, that's it. That's what's in my toolkit. I'm sure what's going to be in yours is different. You want to tailor make them to the bike. Oh, you also have a piece of sandpaper to sand your points. But anyway, that's what's in my toolkit. So if I forgot anything, or if there's anything that you carry in yours that you think is real valuable, let me know and I'll put it in this one. But anyway, if you like the video, please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you in the next video.